And we are back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Professional Stepdad Show. My name is Franco Zavala. Thank you guys very much for joining me. This is episode 176 of the show. Guys, it's been a minute since I've been on, mainly because my partners and I have been developing not only the website, but we've developing new ideas for the show, programs, but more important, we wanted to put up a lot of different videos, and I wanted to spend some time reading and learning about you guys, whether it be stepmoms or stepdads. So we posted these videos, and yeah, we just allow people to comment and kind of interact with one another and see exactly what everybody's thought is on some of the subjects that we talk about, whether it be like take self accountability, it's your fault, why most parents step away, from the whole one foot in the door. It's just been an interesting last few months because I've been able to sit back and just watch how not only each and every one of you are interacting with one another, but like the different points of view that we all have on the exact same subject. And I think it's important that these videos stay up. A lot of negative comments, a lot of in between, whether maybe they are like the Oreo effect where they say something good and then they say something bad and then they say, finish it with something good. But the negative comments, the comments of ignorance and the comments from individuals who just, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming I'm not the only video they comment on because they've got a lot of pent up energy when it comes to this subject or when it comes to being a step parent, stepdad, you name it. And at first, when I started reading these negative comments, guys, it kind of got to me. I'm not going to lie. It got to me because I just didn't understand where the lines of communication were crossed. How one person can see what the video was about from my point of view, but then you watch the exact same video and you see it completely different to the point where, like I said, attacking me, saying things about my family, about me as a man, whatever it may be. But then I remember something from the book that I'm reading called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And I cannot get mad at the negative comments because at the end of the day, I'm not mad. I know the comments that you're leaving and your points of view and the way you see me or how I'm putting these videos out. I know that it has nothing to do with me. And once I realized that, I made my peace with the negative comments have to stay because it actually invokes conversation, allows people to talk to one another. And that's the most important thing because we can't change the narrative around what it means to be a stepdad unless the conversations open up, unless we talk about subjects that are taboo, or unless we talk about ideas and things that work, what don't work, your journey, my journey, what's different, what's not different. So that's why you're not going to see me block anyone or block comments because I believe that they need to be up there. So what I wanted to do for today's episode is the next few episodes are going to be me responding to some of these comments. Now, am I going to respond in a negative manner where I'm aggressive and attacking somebody? Absolutely not. Because again, your point of view, where you're coming from, and what you say matters. And up until this point, you probably have dealt with individuals that don't believe that you matter, or maybe you don't believe that you matter, or you're valued, or you're needed, or wanted. But we are going to address the good comments, the bad comments, and then the in-between ones. The in-between ones, I think, are going to be a little bit more conversational because, like I said, they're kind of the Oreo effect, right? But today, we are going to be doing good comments. I wanted to start off on a high. I want to, again, first show back, August 1st. Haven't recorded an episode in a while. And I believe that me reading these comments and then talking and addressing them is going to be beneficial for you because maybe it'll give you the permission to ask the question that you need to ask that is going to change your life and push you in the direction that you need to go when it comes to being a stepdad. But again, today's good comments. So what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be posting their comment here and along with their name. Because I remember, I used to think also that I wasn't going to put somebody's name up there. Because again, I don't condone it, and I don't want any of you attacking anybody. I don't want you guys, being aggressive towards anybody, whether they're good, bad, right, or wrong. Because good comments, bad comments, and in-betweens, they all matter. But I am going to be posting, if you took the time to comment, you are giving me permission to address the comment. Remember, good, bad, right, or wrong. Okay, so we're going to go first comment. It's going to be fun. First comment, again, this episode is going to be the good comments. First comment is going to be from Dan Marsden. Again, this is on the video of, why most step parents walk away is because they have one foot in the door. Dan Marsden said, "I mastered it already. Jumped right in back in 2006 and still going strong. Always good to gain additional knowledge and advice and perspective though. Thank you." Dan, thank you. Thank you for not only leaving the comment, but for, kind of out loud saying what I am trying to do. Perspective, ideas. Not everything that I've done will work for you. Not everything that you've done will work for me, and so on and so forth. We all have different journeys. We all have different things that we deal with. And when you can gain different perspective, and you can use your intuition and follow your gut, then, like I said, you're already on the right path. For stepdads that are out there finding the show or looking for blogs or joining groups, it's not told to you enough, but the fact that you're actually seeking advice, guidance, mentorship, you name it, it means that you're humble enough to know that you don't know everything and that you could use help. You can use a friend, you can use thoughts. And that's really what the show is always going to be based on, right? Okay, next comment is going to be from Tommy Williams. The biggest problem as a step parent is biological parent doesn't view step parents as equals. And when it comes down to the point that truly matters, they don't have your back. Children are extremely intelligent and will figure this out early. They will use it to their advantage, and who can really fault them for it? It's a behavior that is learned. I love that is learned, and they see it as acceptable because it's permitted. Okay, so what, Tommy, thank you for the comment. What Tommy's saying basically here is that this has to do with parenting. This does not have to do with punishment. This has to do with the biological parent not allowing the step parent to parent because they don't have the same blood flowing through their veins. And this is a common mistake that happens within blended families. Now, stepdad, first I want you to understand something. Before you ever walked into that family, before you ever stepped up and agreed to become the leader of the house, remember that mom went through some stuff. And she's acting from a place of protecting her kids and protecting her family. And, she's jaded, and there are going to be things that she doesn't like that maybe that her ex did, and she wants to make sure that you don't do. And so she's, again, going to be overprotective. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. What you have to remember is this. You have to remember that the only way that you can really deal with this is to open up the lines of communication to make sure that you guys are agreeing as you move forward with your relationship that you're going to parent 50-50. Parenting is huge. Parenting is big. And you have to remember that parenting 50-50 is a necessity when it comes to raising young adults. Now, you'll notice nowhere in there did I say, allow the stepdad to do what he wants and to say what he wants and to overpower or go against what maybe bio dad says. That's not what I'm saying. Remember, you cannot stop any negativity outside your home, but what you can do is control everything that happens within your home. And trust me when I tell you this, stepdads and stepmoms, when you can parent 50-50 and you could be on the same exact team and you can have each other's back and the lines of communication are open, then it makes the blended family journey a lot more pleasurable. You'll find more pleasure in it as opposed to finding the negatives all the time because it doesn't feel like you're being heard or valued, needed, or wanted. So that has everything to do with parenting. Get on the same page. It's really important. Thank you very much again, Tommy. Okay, next one is Josh Martin. If you're going to walk into a woman's life that has a child, you're walking into their life too. It's a package deal. Once you earn the love and respect of the children, it's a lifetime commitment, regardless of what happens between you and the mother. That's what separates the men from the boys. Josh, that is a great question or a great comment. I think it's important to kind of address this comment in a way where it's like, basically what she's saying is that, you're committing to this family and that you've agreed to step up and step in and be the father, the leader, the mentor. But it's crazy how we don't remember that we're stepping into an already existing scenario, and we have to learn to navigate our way around that. We can't implement and we can't oppose and we can't press our values and routines on the family until we earn their love and respect. And you can't do that as a dad, as a leader, as a mentor, as a father, as a person in that family until you really get to know who you are, why you act and react certain ways, why you respond to certain things. You can't parent them like the way you were parented. It just doesn't work like that. It's a whole different experience. So, you have to remember that you're stepping in to like a treadmill that's already running. Maybe it's not at a fast pace, but you're stepping into a treadmill that's running, and you got to catch the pace. You got to keep up. And then before you know it, everything will kind of go, along together. So yeah, great comment, Josh. Okay, next one is from Tony Tollin. As a stepfather of 4, I couldn't ask for better kids and have no problem with my self-worth, but I have a lot of experience with it. And I'm going on close to 20 years of being 20 years of that, and I would never change it. So basically what Tony's saying, he's a stepfather of 4, and he couldn't ask for better kids. It means that his journey has been amazing. He's obviously had his ups and downs, but he understood his self-worth, and that's positive. So great comment, Tony. Understanding your self-worth means understanding your value. That doesn't put you below or above the bio parent, or whether, or below or above bio parent that doesn't live in the family because they split up. It basically means that you're understanding your self-worth. You know what you bring to the table. You're not him, you're not them, you're not somebody else. You know what you bring to the table, and all you're asking for is for the other family members to accept and validate your value within the home. Because when you feel validated, when you know that somebody values what you're bringing to the table, it opens up the lines of communication better. And when the lines of communication are open, you know as well as I do that that's how you handle problems. That's how you navigate through the rough waters of being in a blended family. So I like it, Tony. Okay, and the last one is from Norberto Rivera. I had to correct several people when they asked me if I was my daughter's real father. I said yes. When they later found out that I was not her biological father, they asked, "Why did you say you were her real dad?" I responded, "I changed her diapers, I prepared her bottles, I woke up to rock her back to sleep, I taught her how to count with M&Ms, I dropped her off at preschool, and I picked her up, and I love her with all my heart. I never claimed to be her biological father, but you can bet your bottom dollar I am her real father." So guys, this is Norberto. That's a better way to say it. Thank you for the comment, brother. This is his way of saying that he's been there from day one. He hasn't gone anywhere. And when he speaks about his children, he doesn't refer to them as a label. He speaks about his children with love, with passion, with respect, with honor. And because of that, unless you ask him or unless he tells you, you'll never know that they're his stepkids, right? You'll never know because he doesn't see them that way. He sees them as family. And that is big because that means him and mom are on the same page. That means him and their lines of communication are not only open, but they are parenting 50-50 and they are doing things together as a team. So all these comments that were left are left on the video that, why most parents walk away is because they have one foot out the door. And again, a lot of the comments that I get, we'll read the bad ones tomorrow. It's the whole I jumped all the way in and she didn't ever trust me and the bio parent was always stepping on my toes and she never allowed me to, there's so much negativity. And it's funny because when I talk about having one foot out the door or being all in, when I say all in, I mean all in on working on becoming a better man, leader, and father. I mean all in on understanding your faults, the things that you don't do well, and then accepting the fact that you need to work on yourself, whether it be the way you act and react, respond, parents, whatever. So, that's what the video is really about. But what most people heard was that, a lot of people think that I'm full of shit because I say you got to take your foot out the door and go all in, and that's how you win. I never ever said that, right? I read a really cool, or I listened to a quote today that said that you cannot fix, unless you address the underlying problems, which is you can't. You'll never get to a conclusion that'll be beneficial for you and the family. You have to address all the underlying problems. And that has nothing to do with bio parent. That has nothing to do with location where you live, your status as far as how much money you have and don't have. It has everything to do with you, with writing down the things that you need to work on, with reading more, with setting goals, with learning and understanding you. Because as you progress further as a parent, as you progress further into your blended family, you obviously are going to mature and change. But if you are not on the same page with yourself, then you're going to miss a lot of the fundamental values that you were going to not only learn, but implement into the family along the way. So it's important that you understand that video has everything to do with going all in on yourself first. Yes, the family, that's an added benefit, but it's going all in on yourself, meaning bringing the one foot out the door and saying, I can do this. I am not my past. I am not my father. I am not my mother. I am not my family. I am not who people thought I was. I am a person that is different. I stepped into this family because I have honor and value, and I've got to learn who I am respectively, so I can bring my foot out the door. And the foot out the door has nothing to do with, like, I don't mean that you're gonna leave and take off because Bio Dad's an asshole or Bio Mom's a jerk or nobody's valuing you. I mean, when you bring that foot you bring that foot in the door and you go all in, basically what you're saying is that, you know, I'm no longer going to hold on to my comfort level of who I was when things would go wrong and I would escape into this area of my life or this part. It's letting this go and understanding that in order to become a better father, leader, and mentor, that you have to go all in on yourself. You have to go all in on understanding who you are, what you do right, what you don't do right. So, guys, thanks again for the comments. They're amazing. Of course, there was a lot of other ones. These are the ones my team picked for me. That is episode 176 of the show. Tomorrow we will be doing the bad comments and then the next day in between. So thank you guys very much for coming back to the show, for watching, for listening, for commenting, whether it's good or bad. I love it anyway. And there's nothing you can say to me that's going to change my mind on that. Because the fact that you're leaving comments, again, whether they're good, bad, right, or wrong, it means that something inside of you is wanting to talk about it. And that's big. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Listen, if you know a stepdad who is in need of any of this information, do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button and share this episode with them as fast as possible. Did you do it? Okay, you did it. You hit this. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.